What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don, Tony Teflon. I have my old friend with me rocking right now. The one, the only Gray Areas in the building. What's going on, girl?
Hey everybody, I'm happy to be talking House of the Dragon. From's finally over, so Tony decided to join us for Dragon to talk
Yeah,
dragons.
yes. After the From stuff, I was definitely jumping on and going back to the roots. As always, we rock on House of the Dragon and everything else. Hopefully, we can get Bridge 4 out of retirement. Working our best to get that done right now and everything else. So we're gonna go through our what we liked and didn't like first 3 episodes, and then focus on what's going forward. We won't spoil stuff for like books and stuff past that stuff unless y'all want us to. But we'll see how it is. All right, so season 2, I would say, ended. HBO gave them the word that listen, they had 10 episodes planned. They said, nah, you got to cut that. We're doing a deal with some company. Turns out it's Paramount. It's going to be the company. Netflix was in it. So they had to cut the 2 episodes out and only gave them 8 episodes, but they already had planned on doing the 10. So they stopped it right before the battle started. Now, when we look back at that whole situation, do you think that that was a better idea, or would you have rather seen that in a 10-episode season the season before?
I'd rather have been in the 10 episode in the season before. Um, I feel like I feel like the Battle of the Gullet lost. Like the Battle of the Gullet was good. It was good, but it lost a lot of momentum because they had to spend a lot of time like, oh, we left off here. Remember this lady? She was with this person, and this person was with this person, and like, yeah, we don't like we had to catch up on everything before we got to the battle. Where if that was the 10th episode, they could have done a lot more with Jace, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about that battle real quick. Now, this is supposed to be the bloodiest sea battle in the history of Westeros, right? It has high expectations. We've seen a lot of big battles in Game of Thrones. Basically, what I thought weakened Game of Thrones because it only got known for these battles instead of like people just knew it for the battles instead of what it truly was about. Leading up to all this stuff, but just got known like every season you're gonna have the big battle, and that's what people look forward to. And I think that kind of hurt Game of Thrones as a whole in the later half of it because they focused so heavily on those battles. Do you think this battle is top 3 in the Game of Thrones battle? Now, what is your top 3 in the Game of Thrones battle? Let's go through that, and then we'll see if you think it slots in there.
So my number one, and this is probably gonna a lot of people probably aren't going to agree with me. My number one number one episode is Watchers on the Wall. Jon Snow fighting the battle at Castle Black. I think that's the best battle that there is. Like seeing the full defenses of the wall. And then my second favorite is actually Field of Fire Part 2, the loot train, where Daenerys and the Dothraki fuck up the Lannisters. And then my third is Battle of the Bastards. But I liked Battle of the Bastards for different reasons. So visually, Battle of the Bastards was stunning, but the emotions of seeing the Starks take back Winterfell, we'd been waiting for that for 6 seasons. So it had a lot of emotional momentum going into the Battle of the Bastards. What are your top 3? I'm interested.
It ain't none of those. I'll tell you that. Hit that thumbs up for your boy and your lady right now. Make sure you hit that thumbs up.
And in the chat, what are your top 3 battles?
Yeah, put those in there. Listen, number 1 battle is obviously it's Hardhome. I don't think that's debatable to me. Like Hardhome has to be number 1. I think it's the best battle. They actually get their ass kicked. It just shows you
the battle, though. Is it a battle?
It's a battle. They came to fight. It was a battle, and it showed how powerful these White Walkers really could be if used right. We never seen them that powerful again, but it just showed it. You know what I mean? And then at the end, when you got the Night King on the beach and he raises his arm, and all the people just get resurrected. It's like, how you gonna beat these motherfuckers? Everybody just kills as a part of his army now. I just think that is the number 1 battle to me. For me, that's number 1. Number 2 is obviously the man is himself,
I
Stannis.
already knew you were gonna say that.
That is the Battle of Blackwater Bay. Even though my man lost that battle, I think the spectacle of the wildfire at that, and we got always got to look back at the time when it came out. That explosion of that wildfire was legendary for a
Yes.
television show. Like it was just something we had never seen on a television show, and everything. So I just think that and Stannis just being Stannis, like, if we go, hundreds are gonna die. Thousands,
Blackwater is really good.
thousands. I think it's the best episode of Game of Thrones history. And then I would
Yeah.
say my final battle that I think is the best battle on it. If I had to give it one more, I would say that I go with the loot train with the Lannisters and Daenerys too. I
Yeah.
think that's the third. That was just amazing just to see them in Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
After waited so long to see that the Khal Drogo's people in Westeros and how they just got down them. And then when you see the dragon fly overhead of them, it's like they just
And
look like
Jamie Lannister's face when he sees Drogon. Yeah.
it look unstoppable. Like holy shit! Like what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about this shit? So those are my top three battles of all time. Y'all put in the chat. People saying Battle of the Blast Bastards, Hard Home, The Long Night. The Long Night, I wish was better.
I wish we could have saw it.
If we could have seen it, it would have been better. You know what I mean? It
Too
would have
dark.
it would have been much. What up to Phil the Issues guy in the chat? Why you in the chat? We don't know. You should be here. But it was so dark. But it could have been better. It really could have made that what it should have been, because they should have lost that battle. And I believe in the books, and I think you do too, that they'll lose that battle, and they'll have
They
to
kind of
retreat.
did lose it.
Well, I mean, they're going to retreat. They're going to have to fall back from Winterfell and escape. I believe, they're going to escape to the Eyrie, and then escape eventually to King's Landing and do the last stand down there. Is what I think will happen in the books, and I think they should have did that. Phil said he's almost home. When he's home, he's going to jump on here with us and everything. So that's what I would think. Now, when we look at those battles that we've seen, and this gullet is the bloodiest sea battle in the history of Westeros. Do we think that it lived up to that moniker from what we have already seen?
No. So I didn't like. I liked how the sea snake, like one of my favorite parts was the sea snake going through that dragon pass and like navigating that dragon pass. So I like how they focused on different aspects of the battle, but at the same time I feel like it took away from it, if you know what I mean. Like they would focus on Jason Bela, and then they would cut to Alan and whatever he's doing, and then they'd cut to the sea snake, and then they'd cut back. It just kind of felt all over the place, where I didn't really have any reaction to Jace dying. Like Vermex dying, I was like, oh my god, I was crying. But when Jace died, I was like, thank God, finally. But when I first read Fire and Blood, well, when I first read about Jace's death, because it wasn't in Fire and Blood, it was in Princess and the Queen, it was very sad because he was built up to be like this promising prince, and on the show he's just like kind of locking his mom.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't build him correctly, right? They should have showed him with Stark.
Yeah,
they could have did all that. They could have had him hanging out, have him drinking with him, have him doing what Robert did when he went
the Pact of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, have him do all that. Make people actually care about it and stuff. I didn't give a fuck about him either. You know what I mean? And I agree.
They took everything from him, like the story. Him going to the Eyrie, he never goes to the Eyrie. We never see him go to White Harbor. We never see him do any of the Dragon Seed stuff. We never see him send his brothers away. It's like all given to other people. It's weird.
Yeah.
They stripped him down to like a sulky.
And then made us. And what they tried to do was will make you try to care about him through Rhaenyra's hurt, right?
Right.
Like
and to be fair, it worked, but it shouldn't be that way,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. You should care about, like, when you seen Rob Stark, like look, you seen Rob Stark on the Red Wedding get killed, right? And we'll compare it because they're both. Well, Rob was a king. This is just a prince. It's a different situation a little bit, but Talisa wasn't in a lot, but you cared when she got stabbed in the stomach. Like, they
Hmm.
developed her enough that you gave a F about this chick.
Yeah.
Like, she seemed like a good chick. You seen she was on the battlefield. She was helping people. It got her whole character out there even before she got with Rob. Like, you got a character, and you got to know that, like, she's a really good girl. You know what I mean? She doesn't
Hmm.
mean any harm to anybody. She just happened upon this man who happened to fall in love with her, and now she's pregnant with his
Yeah.
baby. And then when you seen what happened, you felt for her. Like, no one felt for Catelyn, especially you. You know.
No, I still did. I still did feel for Catelyn. Yes, I did. In the books, when she was like, "Oh, my hair, Ned loves my hair." Oh, I was crying. Just because I think she's mean doesn't mean like I don't appreciate her character.
Mm-hmm. We talk about that later. But yeah, so, they established it. You know what I mean? And Rob was fully fleshed out. So when he died, like, it felt like the season, like they could, like the Game of Thrones was over. Like, when he died, it felt like the Starks were dead when he died. It seemed like
Yeah.
everyone died. And when they did this battle, and they bill it as the bloodiest battle, I didn't see a lot of blood. I didn't like the way they took the dragons down. Like, I liked the first one, the way the save happened.
Hmm.
I like that. And then they went back to it twice. And I didn't like the going back to it twice on the second time there, because you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
You knew they weren't going to save him twice. So you already knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? So they could have done it. And these guys are shooting one arrow and it's hitting every time. Like, these guys, the marksmanship of these motherfuckers. It wasn't like they
Right.
were just shooting and hit.
But
They shot it and caught a moving dragon in
you
the
know
sky.
what I thought about? Like Moon Dancer, the way they built him up in that battle, there's no way he loses to, oh, no spoilers, but there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
How? How?
Yeah, yeah.
Because Moon
Well,
Dancer was out there like he's trained, he's locked in. So I don't see how that would happen. What
right.
the book says would happen would happen.
Yeah. Well, they got rid of Nettles, and we see our girl taking sheep stealer. How do you like that whole thing? I mean, she would look busted. I mean, she's out there. She's dirty.
I
She's
feel
she.
like you are rage baiting me with this stream. I feel
I'm
like
not rich,
I feel
man.
like you're rage baiting me.
I'm just.
I
I'm
how do
telling
I
the
feel
story.
about it?
I'm telling the story of what happened here. That's all. I'm just telling the story. I mean, she out here. She eating thrown up. She's eating thrown up.
Sounds like rage baiting to me.
Mutton and everything else and all this other stuff. I'm just asking you, how'd you feel about that? That's all.
So first of all, I love Sheep Stealers design,
Mm-hmm.
the wild dragon design. I love him. Love Sheep Stealer. He's like him and Caraxes are tied for my favorite dragon now. I don't know, Caraxes still has him beat, but I love Sheep Stealer. I thought it was really cute how she threw up how he threw up the sheep and like a little DoorDash delivery for you, Raina. However, I think it's asinine to cut nettles. I I got really irritated when I heard Ryan Condal's reasoning for cutting nettles, and he basically said we view it as like a family story, and we wanted to tell the story of how this person who desperately wants a dragon gets one, and it becomes their worst nightmare. And I just feel like okay, but everything that you have to change to make this happen is not worth it, if that makes sense. So, one, we already seen the dragonless Targaryen that wants a dragon, and that's Aemon.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he claims this dragon, he loses his eye. So we've already seen that story. It's kind of like a repeated cycle at this point. But Nettles was the challenge to the Targaryen bloodline. Nettles was the chat like of needing dragon blood.
Mhm.
Nettles also like the thing with Damon. So like in episode 4, we have a preview. We saw Caraxes is go into the veil. So 100% he's gonna run into Rhaena. So now he's gonna have to tell Rhaenyra that it's his daughter. He's gonna have to kill his daughter. No, he's not gonna do that. So I don't know. I hate it. I hate it. I'm for changes. If you want to change stuff, change it, but make it better. Don't make it worse.
Yeah, it's
Don't
it's
make plot holes after
Yeah,
plot hole after plot hole.
it sucks.
yeah,
It's and I think
it changed his lover to his daughter, right? That's what they basically
Yeah.
did with this whole situation and everything. Go ahead, Phil.
no, I just think it sucks because Gray, you just spelt it out exactly why they did it. It's lazy writing.
Yeah.
It's setting it up so we can have that weird family drama. Like they disclose their own bullshit there. We want to keep it in the family so they can set up that stupid drama with it's Damon's daughter that did. Oh my god, like what or grand whatever. Like it's his family, so it's family. It's all in the house, and I think you could have done both. That's what pisses me off. It's lazy because I actually like the scenes with her and Sheep Stealer. If it just wasn't Sheep Stealer, you could have done
Right. Give her cannibal.
dude.
Like,
Seriously,
like
something
don't,
else.
Don't take Sheep Stealer and give her like there's other dragons you could have given her. You could have really invented your own fucking dragon and no one would have cared. But when you take like one of the most iconic characters from the book, take her and give her dragon to someone else and make the storyline worse. Like I really feel like Sheepstealer being there weakened Jace's death. Like Jace dying because he's trying to dodge Sheepstealer.
And I'll also add, because you guys were touching on this too,
Or Burmax dying.
that was the way sadder. But I think Jace also, how he what he did with Rhaenyra, like locking her up and doing that whole thing, didn't help care about his death too, because it was just stupid. And I don't know. I just think all in all, you were talking about this a lot in the premiere, Gray, about how they're doing fan fiction, just go for the ride. If you're doing fan fiction, the benefit of that is you can make up cool stuff. And and they drop the ball a lot in the show and they make up their own shit. And it's not about making the stuff up, it's making good stuff up.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it is like at this point, it is fan fiction and I try to approach it like that, but every now and then when they say stuff like, oh, it's a very faithful adaptation, I lose my mind. I lose my mind. Episode 3 was so conflicting for me because everything about it was so good except for parts of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I liked episode 3. I felt like episode 3 is one of the best episodes that they've ever had in there. But before I touch on that, let me go back to this whole thing. So I think they given it away, right? With the whole situation with Damon and knowing it's his daughter, we know that he is not going to do anything to his daughter for Rhaenyra, right? And you would even think that Rhaenyra, if hearing about who it is on it, might say, you know what? Let's pull back on this whole situation a little bit. Something else had to happen. Let me hear her out. See, when you have Nettles in there, you don't have that at all. You know what I mean? You have Damon who's going there, this unknown woman, and going there to kill this woman, and somehow she woos him to the point where he can't do it. And when you lose that whole drama in there from taking Nettles out, and again, as you said, it shows that not just Targaryens can ride dragons, even though they wanted to set that up with the bastards and everything else. But because she just fed Sheepstealer sheep and treated it like a pet, and eventually the dude just liked her, and was like, "All right, I'm with you," and they got rid of that whole situation with it. That's the main reason why I don't like the way they did it. I really wish that they would have just kept to the story. And this is the whole thing, whether it's Marvel or DC or anything. If you have a book and the book is successful, why do you think you're better than the author? All these people always got to get their own ego involved and say, I can do a little bit better than that.
Some things I think they did do better. So Aemond Targaryen, I think they did better. Like in season 1 of House of the Dragon, I even think aging Alicent down to be Rhaenyra's age, that was better for
It, was-
season 1.
it is.
Yeah.
It is better.
And Aemond losing control of Vhagar was better. However, I do not like that Alicent and Rhaenyra basically have no agency. So after episode 8, Alicent mishears Viserys' dream and it becomes like, oh, he changed his mind. When in reality, like, book Alicent and book Rhaenyra are like two Cerseis going head to head. How is that not more interesting? Two evil, like, not evil, but two ruthless queens fighting to the death. How is that not more interesting? Like, I couldn't get with the secret meetings in the Sept, secret meetings at Dragonstone, but I do think they've done stuff better.
Yeah, I
But
think they did
some stuff
by
they-
putting in the dagger and doing the whole Song of Ice and Fire bit when she was little. I liked all that stuff. I thought they did a really good job with that.
China made a good point. Helena's character, way better.
Oops.
Helena's character in the show is way better than she is in the books. In the books, Helena's kind of just like a dog to kick around. And in the show, she's more fleshed out.
I'm not questioning that they can do things better, and they have done things better. But yet, those things that they did, I would
Aegon, yes.
I would say is what they did there is they fleshed those characters out. They didn't change the characters, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference here. Go ahead, Phil.
You're right about that. And I think what's interesting, just to dial this back to what we were just talking about before, they did an excellent job with Alicent's kids, but they buried Rhaenyra's kids. Like, I didn't know them. I don't care. Like, I care more about, again, the siege. Congratulations on the computer team that creates these dragons that actually give.
I mean,
yeah,
Caraxes drinking the water in episode 2.
Yeah, I was just losing my mind. Like, I'm watching a real cat or a dog. Like, computer animation has gotten to the point now where I have to applaud it sometimes. It's just like these dragons are some of the best that's ever been put onto screen. Like, but they did not do a great job at fleshing out Rhaenyra's kids. But they did, to both you guys' points and the chat's point about Helena, they did a great job with Alicent's kids.
Yeah,
all three of them.
Yeah, I agree. They did that. I mean, listen, I don't know about Aemon over here trying to fuck his mother and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was
much. No,
I mean, do we take that? Because the way he went in and looked like he did this before. Do we take it like he's done that to her before?
No. Like, so I watched the behind the episode, and they said that because Aegon took him to a brothel like before he was fully mature, and he got with older women, he doesn't understand what love is. Like, he doesn't understand.
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is, Alicent.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't have the regular boundaries of a.
Yeah, but fucking your mother has got nothing to do with love. Like that's your mother. You know what I mean? I mean, Tina Turner would say, "What love got to do with this motherfucker?"
I mean, I hated it when it was Daemon and his mom in Harrenhal, and that was a vision. So I was even more disgusted by Aemon and Alicent.
And this is the problem I would say with the show. And this is what I would say. A little bit of the problem is because you had the Cersei and Jaime thing. I think they think, oh, we got to do one better every year. You know what I mean? We need to do something better than that. We had the Jaime and Cersei, and the Jaime and Cersei thing worked because the first time we seen something like that, it was done, blah, blah, blah. It was done well. It was told like from episode 1, we seen it, right? And then that's what it was. This came out of nowhere. It just flew off the handle. Yeah. Like there was no leading up to it. He wasn't looking at his mom's ass. He didn't see him. You know, there was none of it. Just out of nowhere, now all of a sudden this guy can't feel love, so he tries to fuck his mother. Like, that don't make sense to me. Yeah. That's not a reason why the fuck try to fuck your mother. You know what I mean? Or do anything like that.
In those situations you just named, it's narratively important. In this situation, it came off as like, oh, we need to put, like, again, fan fiction, you can do good things. But in this situation, they're like, oh, you know what's totally Game of Thrones? Incest. Let's put some incest in this right over here. George will love it. George will love it. And that's what it comes off to me. Like writers.
Meanwhile, George hasn't said a word.
No, George is very quiet. He's got an injunction on him that he's not allowed to blog this season or something.
I really think he does.
Yeah, he probably
doesn't get paid if he blogs this season or some shit.
Killmonger says, but they're fucking sisters and uncles. Not the same. I mean, that's not the same as fucking your mother, bro.
I mean, it's all gross. It's all
gross, but that's the. I mean, there's a reason why we have a word in our language called motherfucker, and it's a bad word. Like, so people have fucked their mothers, and people know this, and it's now a word. It's in the lexicon.
It's frowned
upon. The word that, like, you motherfucker, right? You don't hear father fucker, uncle fucker, cousin fucker. It's motherfucker. Right, and there's a reason, because that's the worst. That's as bad as it gets. There's no worse than that. You know what I mean? You can't fucking. All right, just can't do it. That's not the way it's supposed to be. All right, going through that whole situation, we're talking about episode 3. We'll bounce around and stuff. But why I like the episode, number one, I think, number 3. It gets back to what I like most about Game of Thrones, the politics and everything else. And I liked all of her just. It's too much for her to bear right now. It's too much. She just wanted to go in there. It seemed like when she got there, oh, I'm gonna go in there, it's gonna be a coronation for me. But then the real world problems come in, and she's not really equipped to handle it. And I think that's why I like the episode more. It didn't rely on, all right, it's a battle. And it seems like every episode that we've seen, it's relying on there's a battle coming, or there's a battle, and that's why the show is good. And this one just didn't do that at all, and that's why I like it. And we got the girl Nettles in the building rocking with.
At least someone cares about Nettles. At least someone cares about Nettles.
Yes, at least that's our Nettles. That's our Nettles. Yeah, that's our Nettles that we never got.
That's the girl Nettles. And Dragon King is here. Let's say it up to him. China Moon is up in the building, right? Jay Haymaker's in the building. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. You know who it is, the Don Tony Teflon. Feel the issue guy. Gray area in the building. Direwolf City, the original Direwolf City.
Yeah. we could play the original song too. The thing I really liked about this episode too, this was my favorite episode, but as well, and it wasn't perfect as well. You know, it had some stuff, but what was really cool about it and what made it feel special to me compared to some other House of the Dragon stuff, House of the Dragon tends to spread their story out and make sure that, like, almost every episode, especially the first 2 episodes of the season, you had to touch in with every character. Like, hey, there's Crispy. Hi, I'm just sitting here. You know, like here. This episode had a very, very narrow focus. It just focused on Rhaenyra and her first day at work and all that sort of shit. And I think just focusing on that from a television standpoint really sort of slowed it down. And that's why I think her emotion on Jace's death, like everything felt more because we were basically inside her through the whole episode. And I thought that worked too.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I would say that, isn't that when Game of Thrones is at its best? I mean, if we look at all the best episodes, to me, it's when they feel like Battle of the Black World, which I say is the greatest episode of all time. It stayed there. It stayed there. And that's what got you in the mood for what was going to happen. It wasn't bopping around. You were just there. You got to feel both sides of how they felt right before everything went down. All the anguish, all the pain, all the, everything about it. To me, still the greatest episode of all time and stuff. But I think when they stay in one place, that's when it is great. And I think that's why this episode worked. I agree. I'm sorry.
So I think what Game of Thrones did really well for a really long time was they balanced both of those things. So they balanced the character development, the conversations on the King's Road, plotting and scheming, and then near the end of the season, they would top it off with a battle. And then the aftermath of that battle. And that formula worked for 5-6 seasons. Because I know people don't like season 6. I like season 6. I love season 6.
Of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Really?
I love season 6. I mean,
love it.
Don't get me wrong. I know you don't like it because they gave Stannis's shit to Jon Snow, but
they did.
But I know people don't like the Winds of Winter, the last episode of season 6. I loved it. when Cersei blew up the Sept of Baelor,
Mhm.
I loved it. I love the whole score leading up to that, the way they shot that, and then Daenerys coming to Westeros. I always say like this is the final season of Game of Thrones. Like I will tell everybody, Game of Thrones actually ends at season 6.
I agree with those two parts. I thought that the way they blew up the Sept was amazing, especially when you see the dude crawling there, he got stabbed up by the kids, and then you see the fire in his eyes. He almost gets there, and then it's just gone. I thought that was amazing. What they did that. I give you credit. Yes, 100%. That and Daenerys on the ship, and you see the sails finally, and she's finally coming after all this fucking time. 100%. But they did Stannis disgusting. And it was no need for it. And again, this showrunners where they're giving away parts to other people that they didn't have to do, just to build up some other character that they want to be the star.
Apparently, there were things going on behind the scenes with the actor that plays Stannis.
Yeah, well, they're petty as fuck. We've talked about this time. They did it to Sir Barristan Selmy's character.
And that death wrecked me. Sir Barristan Selmy's death wrecked me. I was not good.
Yeah, and they killed him. And after they killed him, because he complained and told them, like, I'm not dead in the books, what are you doing? They're like, well, we're glad we killed him now, because he killed him. And stuff. But he's right. He's not supposed to die then. He's still supposed to be alive. And they just needed someone to kill. So they killed him for no good reason and have him get killed by some fucking harpies.
Like not even it's so stupid. And you mentioned the score for Winds of Winter. I think that's another thing in this episode. If we're talking about episode 3, the score for episode, it reminded me a lot of not the specifics, not the music didn't sound like it, but the way it was all orchestrated, like Winds of Winter, Cersei scenes through the whole thing, and it was funny. Almost the soundtrack had some comical beats to it too, and just great stuff in this episode.
I'll tell you what I didn't like about episode 3. What really just sent me over the fucking rails. That fake Daeron plot.
It's all kinds of stupid. Number one big one is why didn't Daemon bring the dragon to whatever, but I'll show
you. The reason they had to do that is because they wrote themselves in a corner and never brought him in when he was the same age as Jace. And him and Jace grew up together and hated each other. But they just left him out of it entirely. And now they have to bring him in and they need to find a way to introduce him. And it's just, you have to defy logic. Not even just book logic, but like the logic that they have built on their own show, their own dragon lore. Is their dragons are protective of their rider. We see it with Sea Smoke and Laenor. When Sea Smoke's a brand new rider, or Laenor's a brand new rider, Sea Smoke's not gonna let Rhaenyra do anything to him or talk to him. He's like, stop talking to him. Like, why are you talking to him? But also the other thing I didn't like is I did not like the Corlys and Rhaenyra scene. It makes no sense for Rhaenyra to not legitimize his kids.
It's not.
I have a question though. Is it because I agree? It makes no fucking logical sense.
And she does in the books very easily.
It's stupid. It was a stupid choice. Because I understand putting your foot down in certain situations and having to say no, but this is the guy that lost his whole family. He backed you up on your fucking bastard children. Like, you say yes to whatever this person says. Like, what the fuck is your It's stupid.
It's stupid. It makes her look like Rhaenyra. It makes Rhaenyra look super incompetent, and she's not incompetent. She's by the time Rhaenyra's story is this. By the time Rhaenyra would have been a good queen, but she's been through so much. By the time she actually gets the throne, she's unfit for it because all she cares about is vengeance. She's consumed by anger. She can't heal the realm. She can't restore the realm because she can't even restore herself. So she's not stupid. She's just cruel. She would never. The reason that she turns on Corlys,
spoiler alert.
She did legitimize them in the books, and it was not a big deal. She never put up a fight about it.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing. I think that what they're trying to do and why it doesn't work. So she has such a big advantage. Like there's no way she should lose. If you just look at the sides in it, like there's no way she should lose. And I think they're trying to throw chinks in her armor of how she can lose by having her do dumb things like, oh, if you didn't do this, you would have. If you didn't do this, and this is not something that she didn't do in the books. You're just making that up to make her look a little bit weak and everything. And
Yeah.
the whole thing with her and sitting on the throne and talking to the people. Listen, there's a reason why they say the king shits and the hand wipes. Put your hand up there to do that shit. You ain't supposed to be up in there handling that shit. You're supposed to have that is the hand's job. The hand sits that throne and listens to the people and does all that. That's not your work. You don't do that work.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, never put yourself in that position to have these people come at you like that. I don't give a fuck if you. That's the hand's job. You put Corliss on. He's the head. You put Corliss on there. You legitimize his kids. You put him on Iron Throne. You let him see the people. And you sit back in the council room and let them bring all the information to you, and you make a decision how this shit gonna play out. Because if it don't play out right, then you didn't promise anything, and someone else is to blame.
Yeah.
And you sealed it from all that. And that's the way that shit should be handled. And that's the way she should be handling it. And they're making her hand. Oh, listen, you want to go out there and give out loaves of bread. And think that, oh, we gonna love you now because we're giving out some loaves of bread, man. Like that's not enough, man. And a couple of apples she put in a basket, you know what I mean?
Literally, while she's not doing anything to please the Dragon Seeds, who helped her win the throne. She's not doing anything to please Corliss, who helped her win the throne. She's worrying about the small folk when Book Rhaenyra literally does not care about them.
Yeah.
Like
and these people help you. You have to pay your people first, no matter what.
Look at John Haymaker's comment.
What's he say, John Haymaker?
Rhaenyra started EBT and Wick in Westeros.
Oh yeah. She started the dragon card. You got the dragon
card.
The dragon stamps. She gave the dragon stamps out and stuff. You change those dragon stamps in for some money. Thank you, Big EF. He says, Tony Phil, Lady Gray. If you can cast the actress that played Sophia up front, I don't know if Ray's aware of this, so it'll probably just be towards us. From in House of the Dragon, which character would have cast her? I think she'd kill anything. That actress, she's amazing to kill anything. She could play the Ghost of High Heart. I'm not the Ghost of High Heart, but the witch down in Hardhome. She could do a great job with that character. She could have done a great Rhaenyra job. She could have played young Rhaenyra. She would have did that great.
She could have done. I'd say Helena. She could. It would be interesting to see her do a take on Helena.
She would have been. That would definitely been interesting.
She would show a different her because you got.
There's no one her age that really is a factor in this show at this particular time that I would say she could play and everything else. You know,
how old is she?
22. Yeah, 22.
She could have played Sarah Snow.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's enough. It's enough for us. Like she's got really good acting chops. She need a big role.
She's a bit too American.
So Nettles, I'm on season 1. Nettles says she needs to watch From.
Oh yeah, you should watch it, Nettles. I think you like it. Everyone is always talking about From. Is everyone talking about that show?
These days, it's very talked about these days.
Oh my god. Covered that show in season 1 and no one covered it. Now everyone's covering it. I guess that's the way YouTube goes. So.
The really big podcasts are talking about it now too. Like that stupid UFC guy. You know the guy I'm talking about. He talks about it now too.
Well, I seen that fucking Just Hilarious do that skit. Then I knew. I was like, oh my god, now she's Breakfast Club people on this shit. They always get on it when it's over. At least we only got one more season of it, then it's done. So we don't have to deal with these people much longer and stuff. So that's what it is. All right, let's keep going about this episode. Yeah, the Corliss thing was stupid. It's a stupid move. I don't like them using it for stupidity and the way they had it. Like even her rationality to do it didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
like she.
And then. And him to yell at her like that, like Jace was a bastard, Luke was a bastard. Like, Corlys on your show ain't even that crazy. Like Corlys in the books would never, but Corlys on the show, like you have not established him to be like that. Like he doesn't. He like when Viserys announces that he's gonna marry Alicent and not Lena, like Corlys is like, this is an absurdity, and he walks out, and they don't talk, but he doesn't say anything to Viserys like in public like that.
Yeah, it's not his character, and he, to say he's mad because he would be mad, but he do it behind the scenes. He's gonna say it in front of the people.
He's a diplomat, like a seasoned diplomat. He's not gonna just crash out like that.
Yeah, no, that's
not in public. He will crash out on her, but it would be behind closed doors.
Yeah, he wouldn't roll like that, But they're giving her a reason to lock him up. Like they're trying to build it up a reason and stuff, and have it.
It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if they're gonna change the Dragon Seed line, the with Adam.
How so?
Will they have Adam remain loyal?
Slight spoiler for Fire and Blood if you give a shit.
It's fine. It's fine. Shit's out there. People go read it. I mean, I think they have to have him that because I think they have to because you're already going to have the other two, and I think the three would just be. It would be a slight at Corlys unless they're going to say that you lock Corlys up and now he's mad that Corlys is locked up in the black cells and this is the reason why he does it.
Because the initial reason is now at the time that the betrayal happens, Adam is legitimized, but they're doing this thing in the show where Adam is Rhaenyra's like, what did she call him? Her reminder that the gods favor her.
Yeah, the fact that he came to her side and it all worked together and all that sort of stuff. She was calling him her ace in the hole or her whatever.
So he's her favorite. Adam is her favorite. So I think they're gonna switch it. I don't think he's gonna. He never did in the book. Like he never did. She just thought that he did. And Corlys was arrested because he warned Adam to flee, to leave. But she's already sending Adam away. She doesn't even have. She's sending him away with Bela. So I think they're gonna do something else.
And this is another reason why the casting the Valerians as black people works the best, and they should have did it. And it's glad because these babies was obviously not black, right? It pretty obvious. We all seen mixed babies. I don't care if you got 1/4 black, and you can tell, right? You see it
not all the time.
You can see some tinge. These babies was white,
but they would have been only 1/4.
It don't matter. I see 1/4 black children. You can still tell they got something. They may be lighter skinned, but they got something in them. You could see it. There was nothing in these kids, but Corlys accepted them anyway.
Yeah,
he accepted, and not only did he accept them, he loved them. It wasn't like he was just playing with it.
He made him his heir.
Loved them.
He
made the dude his heir.
Yeah, like he loved them.
Like the only reason he wants to acknowledge these kids right now is because Joffrey is gonna inherit the Iron Throne, so he can't inherit Driftmark, and Bela declined Driftmark, so he doesn't have an heir. So that's why he's freaking out.
Yeah, and it's an easy thing to do, and the fact that they made her deny this to start. I think it's just to start a beef between them. It's no reason to do that to start a beef between them at that time. If you need to have a beef between them, there's reasons later on. You don't need to do this for that reason because again, it makes it look stupid. Like no one in their right mind would in the audience ever would deny the man what he's asking. You could have just said it right there. They're legitimized. Okay, Done. Bye. It kept moving.
Done deal.
Yeah, Rhaenyra gives zero fucks about legitimizing his kids in the book. And in the book, she don't even think they're his kids. She thinks they're Laenor's. So that's technically even worse for her in the books.
If you have Jay Haymaker said, Lena, you are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father. Maury called that up and everything else. Tony says, good name, Tony. Tony with a Y and woman with a Tony with a Y. I don't see that all the time. That's why I don't understand why she didn't just tell him as soon as Joffrey is named my heir. I'll legitimize them. Problem solved.
She was trying to tell him like just not right now, like 1 second.
No,
Actually,
motherfucker.
landing's on fire. She was trying to tell him, but he just crashed out on her.
Yeah, like nah, listen.
But he
Now,
probably thinks like
because she named them. It's not that I don't think it's that. It's that she gave them a name, like the names they got. She gives them, and it's not the Valerian names, like when she knights them and shit. You know what
Adam
I mean?
and
Yeah, and I think that's what pissed them off. Like, yo, what are you doing? You said you were going to do something else. If you would have just left it blank at that particular time, you know what I mean? And then you could have just got this done behind the scenes. But it's the fact that she did that, and I think he got pissed off. He's like, wait a second, you said you were going to do it later, but you go ahead and name this man Adam Mahal. And when you got two writers here, like Damon could bitch them out all he wants. Yes, that's fine. That's all that. But in the end, you need to get like a knighthood ain't enough.
It's not.
It's not enough. Who give a fuck about being? People want money.
He should have given him Old Town.
I would have gave him Harrenhal. I would have gave both of them. So you both are now the new lords of Harrenhal.
Or at minimum, one of those Dragon food stamp cards. Like they don't even get like a steak meal or something. You know, they just like, okay, give your name, you're fine, peace. But yeah,
Harrenhal's big enough for 2 people. Like 2 people could garrison that, and you need 2 people there. You put 2 dragons down there. You have your 2 loyal people down by Harrenhal. You give them that big ass castle. They're happy with it. Everything's good. They're the lords of Harrenhal, and it's a dumb situation. And it's over. And you got people watching your back right that close, right by the God's eye. You know, just give them Harrenhal.
Give one of them Old Town, because I'm fucking sick of Old Town. Like Old Town always comes up in bullshit. The what is that? The Starry Sept. Burn that down. Burn that to the floor, and just tell off. All you gotta do is burn down the Starry Sept, and then you can have Old Town. Because the Lord of Old Town is in Templeton right now.
I think that Templeton, to me, like it becomes such a problem, and I don't see the problem here. Like to me, it's not a problem. So we see,
like leave them there to their devices.
Yeah, this really isn't a problem, but they're making out like it's a big situation. It really isn't. Tumbleton, a big situation. This should really just be a really quick situation. Tywin Lannister says that this is over really fast. You know what I mean? It should be over really fast when you deal with this whole situation in Tumbleton, because you have these guys, and and what he's trying to do here is basically. He's trying to pull a Robert Baratheon. You know, he's doing it before Robert Baratheon. He's pulling the Robert Baratheon, right? But the difference is Robert Baratheon had the love of the people. And the people
the bells, Battle of the Bells.
Yeah, and the Battle of the Bells. They were willing, they wanted to hide Robert. They were down to hide Robert and stuff. But it's basically he's running the same thing. He's gonna stay inside of the people, hang out in there, and then say, all right, we're hiding in there, so you can't kill us because we're here in the people. So you're going to have to kill your own people to kill us. Now, again, Tywin Lannister there, you got to kill your own people to kill us. Okay, bye. Everybody die. And that's it. And people will get over it after a while. You get over it. And that's the way I see it. To me, if I was doing it, like I would just take the fucking dragons. I would siege the place. I'd have the fucking dragons hanging outside. And I'm not letting nothing get in there. And eventually, when you start fucking starving and you're going to eat the people, whatever, the people will have to rebel against you because they dying. And then once that happens and you come out, it just burn whatever direction. To me, it's like an easy, it's not a complicated thing. Just siege the place, put it under siege and call it a day. And then they're stuck inside there with nothing. and then eventually they'll have to come out. And when they do, you burn them when they come out. It's really that simple.
I mean, you have these like nuclear tanks. You should use them in that fashion sometimes to go out on siege and stuff like that, because that would be an easy way of dealing with the situation, or at least an effective way of dealing with the situation. And they don't use the dragons effectively in strategic ways. It's either, skyburn or come in. Like sometimes just using them as placements there just to influence decisions is huge too, because people are just going to want
to set 4 dragons outside that fucking town, east, north, west, south, and you have them just sitting there. That place will shit its pants. That place will go crazy. The soldiers there will be like, yo, we dead. We got to do something, man.
We're done.
It's a wrap for us. Once they get hungry, it has been like 3, 4 to a week, they're going to turn on this motherfucker. They're going to say, listen, man, I ain't dying over this motherfucker. I'm starving already. I'm going to kill this man. It's really a simple situation that they're going to drag out not to be a situation where it's so obvious this is the way it should be done.
So I agree, but I do want to talk about this comment from Abdul 99999. I feel you really underestimate the bastard stigma, given the Dragon Seeds castles would be a disastrous political decision. I agree somewhat, but the alternative is leaving people that drew up arms against you. So those people have daughters. They should marry their daughters.
Yeah.
Take their last name.
And I think what happens here, again, you could look at Oris Baratheon, right?
Exactly,
who was a bastard who got upjumped by marrying into a family and stuff. Easily done like that. But I think what they're trying to do, and what they've showed in the show already, right? When you deal with the Strongs, and the Strongs were supposed to be cursed, and anyone in Harrenhal is cursed. It wasn't they were cursed. They had a shitty son who set them up. Right, but it lives on as a curse of Harrenhal, and they're doing the same thing with the bastards. Like, bastards can't be trustworthy, but a bastard can be trustworthy, but not when you fuck them over.
Yeah,
nobody can trustworthy when you fuck them over.
When you fuck them over, you know what I mean. And I think that's the way that they're trying to run it. Hold it down for a second, Phil. I got to do something real quick. Hold over.
Absolutely. And yeah, and also for another Baratheon, the same thing happened to was Gendry Baratheon. He also are from the show lore, so it's not unusual for that to happen. Jon Snow probably could have become king, even though obviously he's not a bastard. He was a legitimized Targaryen of some sort, but I think
Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow, or what's Aegon Targaryen, or whatever his name is.
That's all fan fiction.
It's definitely that's bad fan fiction. It's next.
Like, do you literally do you believe that Aegon is his name?
No. Wasn't it like something else? Like I always heard it was something.
So a lot of people think that it could be Jaehaerys.
Yes,
his name could be Jaehaerys. I think his name is Aemon.
That would be emotionally sweet if it was. That would be poetic.
There's a lot of book evidence that his name is Aemon. I did a video on it. Y'all can check that out if you want. But I have a question for you, Phil.
Oh no. Okay. Yes. What's the question?
So episode 2.
Yes, episode 2. Let me think. Okay. Let me think. What do I remember?
Queen's Landing.
Oh, sorry. I was distracted. Yes, episode 2.
Queen's Landing.
Yes.
I thought Queen's Landing was a almost perfect episode, and I know people hated it. Like, some people hated it, but I loved it. Only thing I didn't like was fish feed happening off of screen.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about fish feed happening off the screen?
I think too much of they're doing some of the good stuff off of screen. I also think episode 2 was a lot better than people thought. I thought it moved at a really cool pace. I liked it a lot better than episode 1 for whatever that's worth. I like feeling the reaction to the battle, and I thought it was a really good Allison episode as well. But I don't like how, again, it's an interesting choice. If you brought in how this season was going to be all about bringing back the battles and showing you all the stuff and showing you all these interesting aspects of everything, it's just an odd thing to cut, because isn't it? I don't know. Is the budget really this bad on the show? Night of the Seven Kingdoms did so well. Use that Game of Thrones money on this damn show.
Also, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Speaking of that, they just got nominated for a bunch of Emmys.
Good.
Like 9 Emmys.
I know this is more your show, but
I love.
No, that isn't any shade to. I know you're not throwing any shade towards Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I think you and a lot of people enjoy like the multifaceted storylines of Game of Thrones with all the different.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms doesn't have enough women in it for me.
Fair,
very fair.
Like,
I love the Alicents and the Rhaenyras of the world.
Yeah, no, there's very few in Night of the Seven Kingdoms, just dudes taking dumps. Yeah. Episode 2 is better than episode 1 for me too, but I didn't love that that they do so much fun stuff off of screen. Personally, either. It's what would you think of it?
Fish feed.
Yeah.
Being cut, I hated it.
Yeah.
I feel like the fish feed is it's the bloodiest land battle in the war.
And they yada-yada'd it. They did like the Tyrion passing out thing, where it's like, oh, if Tyrion passed out, the battle happened, haha, bye, which works because early Game of Thrones, but this is the budget. It was one of the things I was most looking forward to at the beginning of the season.
It's more like the Jon Snow. I mean the Rob Targaryen, King of the North, and the battle's over.
Yeah, dude, that's totally right.
That's how they pull it up and stuff.
It was like, to me, I love the dragons, but I could totally watch a battle without them and be just fine. Like just because you have them, you don't have to just only do the battles that they're in.
But that's what they sold this series on, right? More dragons. And again, that's what they think that people want. We do want to see dragons, and of course, you know what I mean. Some people like, Phil, what are these people saying? Oh man, I was hoping for a suited up Tony.
Every time you disappear now, that's what they're gonna think. You're gonna put your suit on.
Go off camera.
No. That's what they think the fandom wants, and the fandom, it's the political intrigue that makes Game of Thrones so good. Dragons just happen to be there, everything else around it, and then dragons are like the icing on the cake.
And it's funny that parts of the dragons on this show that have meant the most to me aren't the battles, it's the little moments. The moments when it's drinking water here, throwing up here, looking the way Caraxes looks at Daemon in a certain sense. It isn't necessarily watching them fire and burn and all that stuff. That's the stuff that became white noise in the background of end season's Game of Thrones. Like I want to see like the dragons be more characters, and when they are, that's when it works for me, not necessarily the battle, them as part of battles.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, girl medals too. They
one of my
with the Blackwood battle too.
The burning mill, yeah. One of my favorite dragon scenes is with Vermax in the dragon pit when he's just a little dragon and like they're training with the dragons. One of my favorites.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at, and we'll compare it to Game of Thrones because it's obvious comparison. We look at the times that when Daenerys is with his dragons in the best moments, you know what I mean? It's all when the dragons, like when they kill the warlocks, right? When they're little babies, and
or when they burn the meat.
Yeah, and you see the little puff of smoke come out of his mouth first, you know what I mean? And and all that. When she sits there, the guy's like, God damn it, a dragon is not a slave. And it's like, so you see him burn that guy up there. You go, you speak Valeria? And then I'm talking about my mother. Of
course, it's my mother tongue.
Yeah,
that scene's undefeated.
That's Danny's best season
in
the entire series. It really
still is.
Undefeated.
It still is the best. You know, it wasn't because you had these big dragons ripping through. It was because of what they built and how they were protecting their mother and everything else. It was all those little moments that made those dragon things count. You can't just use these dragons like they're mindless nuclear weapons that are just going out there destroying stuff. It's the little things. And we've missed those little things with these dragons in here. You know, when they first saw Rhaenyra and you first seen the show and it starts and she's flying around and then she pets the dragon and she goes to her mother and the mother's like, "Ooh, you smell like dragon." Like that stuff we don't get anymore. Like all that stuff is gone. And that's what made it good.
So I do think that had episodes 1 and 2 of season 3 been included in season 2, there would have been a lot of different conversations about season 2 of House of the Dragon, because don't get me wrong, a lot of people just drag House of the Dragon just to drag it. Mm-hmm. They just talk about it just to like be whatever. But some of the critiques on House of the Dragon is valid, and I don't blame the writers. I blame Warner Brothers. I blame the people, the executives in the suits that make these decisions. Like, this is the headliner of your platform. House of the Dragon is the headliner of your platform. You don't cut the legs under it while they're in the middle of filming it and writing it. You give them what they need.
Yeah, you just don't depend that there's going to be a lot of dragons and some dragon battles, and that's why there's people are going to tune in for the show. You know, you depend on what got us here, and then the dragons are the icing on the case. That like, dragons should be like used at minimum, like the last resort. All right, we got to bring the dragons out. You know, mm-hmm. It should be more like that. You know, instead of every time get dragon, oh dragon here, get dragon. Every little thing to do, we want to get the dragon out and everything else. It shouldn't be used like that.
Yeah, it's really a dragon CGI is really expensive.
It is, and I also think cutting out the last 2 episodes and not having every season be 10 episodes, it's just a subtle thing to go to that thing where it's you know, it's easy for average people, regular folks, like not the people that are invested in the world, kind of just write this show off because they're doing the same things the other show did and blah blah blah. Like cutting out episodes, that's when the people that were just watching Game of Thrones like, this is when stuff started to change, when it started to go to 8 episodes and 6 episodes. You just make every season 10 episodes. Like, this is your big show. This is your hope to bring people back to Westeros and make a Song of Ice and Fire stuff really last and kind of produce this whole thing. They were thinking of Night of the Seven Kingdoms as a throwaway series. That was their big thing. Like, this series, they tried really hard and then they cut its balls off when in the last season. So yeah,
Night of the Seven Kingdoms is I'm glad you brought it up. When we talk about Jace, we saw Baelor Targaryen for 5 episodes. 5 episodes. Loved him to death. Cried when he died. Felt like, he would have been such a good king. We've seen Jace for 2 seasons. 3 seasons. And they couldn't build him as effective as Baelor Targaryen was built.
Joe fucking Goldberg, Gray. Joe fucking Goldberg. That's all I know about him. He looks like Joe fucking Goldberg.
Listen, they made. I really believe that they casted this Lionel Baratheon after David Lightbringer. Like, I mean, you might as well just put David Lightbringer in there to be Lionel Baratheon. He get to play. He
LML?
Like this. Yes, that's sweet. Every time I see him, I just LML has made it. It put a beard on him. He's out there
I think he'll be tickled to death to hear that from me.
That's what I thought every time I see it. I was like, that's LML out here with a beard out here playing the Laughing Storm. That's what I look at.
But as far as House of the Dragon so far goes, in my opinion, I think they have something good. Everything as far as CGI, costumes, makeup, sound, Ramen Dejad, somebody pronounce his name right for me.
The guy who does the music. You guys know what his fucking name is.
Ramin Djawadi.
Good job.
Awadi.
Good job, Greg.
He's like the best to ever fucking do it. Like him, the sound design, the CGI, the dragons, it's all amazing. I even like I even think it's just some things, and I don't think it's just as a book reader, like even as people that just haven't read the books but just watched the show, like the last episode, Daemon Targaryen's character has been kind of inconsistent. Where in season one, Daemon tells Rhaenyra, like he takes her to a play and he's like, you need to pay attention here because the small folk matter, their opinions matter. But then when he's at the small council, he's like, who cares that the small folk are starving? Like, I don't care. Do you care? Let's actually go conquer Valyria
Yeah,
and
so
leave them King's Landing.
so when we look at it and we try to compare these shows and why one is successful and the other isn't, and we look at Night of Seven Kingdoms, and I think it's an easy thing to see. Night of Seven Kingdoms is its own show taking place in the Seven Kingdoms. It's not trying to be Game of Thrones. And when we look at House of the Dragon, they're trying to be Game of Thrones too much instead of just being their own show. They're doing too many callbacks. Like you get some callbacks in Dunk and Egg, but you know you're there, but it doesn't feel like House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. It's not supposed to. This they try to just reduplicate Game of Thrones. They got almost the same exact costumes and the same exact hairstyles. Like hairstyles change in years. You can't have her wearing the same braid that Daenerys got and just say, you know, because they're Targaryen, this is why they rock it. Like, it don't work for me.
But Visenya wore braids.
Huh?
Visenya wore braids.
Yeah, she wore braids, but it ain't gotta be the same braid Danny got. Yeah, no. I mean they introduced and they got the same exact hairstyle. Like, come on, man. I know cornrows are cornrows, but cornrows is different. Yeah, I can show you 1,000 different. You could say cornrow. I can show you 1,000 different cornrow styles. Right? There's always the classic cornrow with the two cornrows back, but I can show you 1,000 different styles. They could have did it a little bit different. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it.
Well, Rhaenyra saw a picture in the show. She saw a picture of Visenya in a book. And that's when she wanted to wear a sword and braid her hair. And, well, I don't know if she had braids before then. I don't think she did.
Maybe what do you guys think of this question? Great, thank you so much. I think some of the writers don't like Daemon, so they always write something in the script to make him look stupid. Do you guys agree with this?
He is stupid.
I mean, they said one of them said they don't understand why people like him.
Ooh.
But then it's like, if you don't understand why people like him, you don't understand the source material, because he's one of George R.R. Martin's favorite characters. And George describes him as the blackest of villains to some and the whitest of heroes to the other. So it's like, do you really I don't know. I think they make Daemon look dumb. Like, they made Daemon look dumb with the dragon plot. They made him look dumb at Harrenhal.
They made him looked up with Darren in the last episode. Not with that whole situation was fucking stupid. Like, he no bells rang that the dragon didn't follow or didn't care that they were taking him, or I don't know. That's
But at the same time, they make his worst moments ambiguous. Why? Like the whole blood and cheese thing.
Mm-hmm.
They cut right before he tells them what to do. With it's another scene where they cut right before they tell him before he says what to do.
And they cut before we see him kill somebody at one point too, like when his first wife, I think. They like cut at an odd time and all of that.
No, that was The Rock, right? When he had The Rock.
With The Rock, yeah. They sort of like they show him like looking at a rock or something like that, and then they cut the scene instead of showing him, go full.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, show him doing shit. Like, I think that the way that he treats the dragon seeds is Daemon, right? That's him. Like, he looks down on them. He's never gonna look at them as equal, no matter what. He's gonna treat them like that. That's the way it's supposed to be. But he's cool with the gold cloaks. They love him, right, and everything else. So they should be playing on those two dynamics.
But in the books, Daemon wants to give the dragon seeds, one of them Casterly Rock and one of them Old Town. Corlys says no, and Rhaenyra sides with Corlys. So Daemon wants to raise them up, but I don't think he respects them. But I think he more so doesn't respect them, not because they're bastards. I don't really think he cares about that. I think he doesn't respect them because they don't listen. Like in the show, I'm talking about in the show,
Mm.
like how they just left Harrenhal because they technically didn't listen to orders, left Harrenhal, and he left Simon Strong there, thinking that he was going to be guarded, and Harrenhal would be guarded by the garrison and 3 dragons.
Yeah, I think that they don't do like Off the White is fine, but Hugh Hammer, I don't like in the books he's more vicious of a person. Like
I don't know
he's,
him. He's like a nothing character.
yeah, he's like he's not doing anything. Like he's supposed to, in the books. He's like I love Hugh Hammer in the books. Like I was mad when he died. You know what I mean and everything. Oh, sorry if people don't know. Hey, everyone dies in the
Well,
show.
yeah, spoiler, everyone fucking dies. It's
Everyone
Game of Thrones, and this is set a million years, or no, 300, how many years before Game of Thrones?
Yeah, everyone
300 years.
I was going to say 300. I was like, that's too much, 300 years.
Yeah, everyone dies by the time Game of Thrones takes place, you know. But I don't like the way they're playing them because the twist that when it does turn is going to be so not his character that they've showed that it's just going to seem unbelievable to me that he went this way. And you could see, and they set the whole, oh, his wife is just wants to go there. Like it's all like you obviously know what's going to happen here and everything.
I mean, I do like that they gave Hugh the hammer, like they fleshed him out. I think if you wanted to cut a dragon seed for law of conservation, Ulf was the one that should have got cut.
Or if you wanted to like combine those two characters in a weird way, do an amalgamation of those two, Nettles was not the character to cut.
Yeah,
No,
give
Ulf is terrible. He's
give
terrible.
Raina quick silver wing if you want her to have a dragon. Give her silver wing.
Ulf is fucking terrible. He's terrible. I mean,
He's the Braun. He's Braun of the Blackwater of House of the Dragon.
But he's not funny or charming.
No, he's not as funny as
no. He's wiping his ass with leaves in the fucking woods. Too much ass wiping.
But that part he did when he was like, they was like, pick your name, and he was like, Targaryen.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no, absolutely
no. I said, no, you're not.
Yeah, we have wrong, son of.
You're not getting a Targaryen, brother. I can't eat that thing. We're not giving you that shit at all.
Yeah,
No. You're not gonna be known as Ulf Targaryen. That's
not today, not tomorrow.
You don't get that.
Do you remember? So that I was looking through the previews, the stills for next week or for the next episode. You remember the dog that was with Blood and Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
He's in one of the stills. He's with Ulf.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Really?
So the dog is okay. I mean, he's not with Ulf, like per se, like in Ulf's, but Ulf is like drinking with his buddies in Flea Bottom, and the dog is there.
And the dog's hanging out there.
People are saying his name should be Ulf Jones. Listen, the greatest last name in the world that you always take this last name no matter what. It's Skywalker. Always take Skywalker.
Ulf Skywalker.
There's nothing better than Skywalker. Skywalker.
What if he named himself Skyrider? Ulf Skyrider.
And you take Skywalker over anything. There's no better last name than Skywalker. You always go with Skywalker. Someone says, "What's your last name?" Skywalker. It's just the best thing.
Yes, China, the rat catcher's dog.
Don Tony Skywalker sounds cool. Yeah, it does.
I'm
Skywalker.
really confused. So you think they're doing like Battle of the Bells, Tumbleton with Ormond? Like a mashup of that?
There's 2 battles in Tumbleton, right? So you gotta do 2 there. I don't know how what they're gonna show for the first battle. I mean, they gotta show the flip and everything, but I don't know. I don't know how much they'll get into the second one, and from what I've seen here, because I think that all right, we got 1 season left. Let's go through. We got 1 season left.
How many episodes are in this season? 8.
We got 8 episodes. We got 1
We don't
season.
know. We don't know how many are in 4.
8.
We don't know, but we know. All right, so we do suspect that they will do the Cregan Stark the situation there.
No,
No.
I think they're gonna skip out on all that shit. I
You
do.
can't skip out on that.
I think
stuff.
They're gonna end at Dragon Jaws.
I'm with you.
What Joffrey said in Game of Thrones. They're ending right there.
You can't do that. You gotta have.
So I think they're ending there, and then they're gonna
You
do
got
the
to get his wife and shit and come down, and they need to
they're
show
go-
her.
they're gonna do the Regency as a second show. That's my opinion. I don't know, but there's no way you do that Craig and Stark stuff this season.
Not this season. I'm saying next season.
No, at all. I'm saying with this season where it is right now. So you still have to do this season is supposed to end with First Tumbleton.
It's ending with the first. Oh, okay. Oh shit, they're slowing down for the rest of the season.
This season's supposed to episode 7 is supposed to be the Battle of Tumbleton. So I don't know if they're merging both of them together. I doubt that they can do that. That would I don't know logistically how that would make sense. But then you have to do God's Eye. You have to do Rhaenyra overthrown, and you have to do two. You have to do.
You got to do the
You got to do Aegon.
dragon pit. You got to do the dragon pit.
The dragon pit. You got to do Aegon taking Dragonstone. It's too much. There's like they're gonna have to. I did went on the podcast, the Girls Gone Canon podcast with Chloe and Eliana. Shout out to them. And I basically said I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But I feel like that's maybe why they didn't flesh out Craig and Stark at all.
But you brought in all of his soldiers right now. That to not have him come down would be ridiculous. To not have him come do it.
They might tease it in like the last episode, but I just don't think they're gonna go into it. You might tease it at the end.
Then you gotta have someone sitting the throne at the end of the show, and you need him in order for that to happen.
So he'll be there to
God's
allegiance.
So Sydney, God's Eye can't happen this season because without Damon and
there is no next season.
Without Damon and Aemon, nobody would care about season 4.
I mean, no next season. You have to do that next
50% of the audience would not care about season 4.
You guys are both exactly right.
Yeah,
you both are so fucking right there.
It should be this season. Like if it was all lined up, you could do it this season, but they're not going to get rid of them that early in the show. It would have to be mid-season. I would say I don't even know
episode 4 of season 4.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, but I think they may be too scared to do it. They may think that no one's going to watch after that and everything else. I think they may be too scared to do it. Saggy Star, thank you so much for the super chat. He said the black characters, I wonder in the show if they don't see them as black and it's just us as the audience. As far as kids, if they had blonde hair, I wonder if they would have ever questioned it. We never heard them once say anything about their skin color or anything in the show, so maybe they don't.
Yeah, it's just the Valyrian features, which if the show had made, and I feel like that's why the show didn't make Rhaenys, because Rhaenys has black hair. So I feel like Rhaenys has the same hair color as them. So I feel like it's not as obvious in the books, and it wouldn't have been as obvious on the show if Rhaenys had the black hair.
Yeah, but they got to make every Targaryen have fucking silver hair.
Silver hair.
They can't. And then what they should have done, and I'm gonna tell you what they should have done instead of the silver hair shit. Just do the purple eyes, man. I mean, it's really that simple. We've seen it in The Witcher. They got a bigger budget than The Witcher, so there's no excuse. Like you just do the purple eyes, man.
Yeah,
purple eyes is much better. Yeah, the purple eyes is much better than the hair. Just do the fucking purple eye.
But people like, and I'm just speaking as a general audience. So I'm not speaking about all of us who are like in this chat and on this stream that are like obsessed with the high nerdery stuff of Westeros. But like the general audience, they didn't even know whose head it was that Roddy the Ruin threw at Daemon's feet. So you think they would be able to like say, oh, this person has purple eyes, they must be Targaryen. You know what I mean? Like they're not I had so many people. One of my really good friends texted me and was like, "Oh my god, all of Rhaenyra's children are dead." And I'm like, "Girl, she has 3 more kids. Like, what are you watching?" So people don't pay attention. Like people that are obsessed, like the general audience doesn't pay attention, so they have to make it like super simplified.
Yeah, it'd be like blonde hair equal Targaryen. Do you
Yeah.
think Daron's gonna have blonde hair? I heard red hair rumors that he might have red hair.
So Daron is the redhead that was with
Yeah, they
Ormond
showed
in
Oh,
episode
they did.
one.
They did. Oh,
But
so they
I think his hair's dyed.
Ah, okay.
I think his hair's dyed because they're banking on Damon just not knowing who he is now. But there's no way Damon hasn't saw the boy ever, like since he was a kid, like a baby.
Oh, I forgot we saw him in episode. Okay, so he was the
Yeah,
redhead
they
in
showed him
episode
red.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
think
already.
his hair's dyed. Like they're doing like a young Griff storyline with him.
Yeah,
John
but
Cunnington, young Griff.
Oh, cool. I don't hate
sti-
it.
but still, I think the eyes is the giveaway, and then you do the eyes. If you do it in Game of Thrones and you establish it, I mean, the whole thing with Jon Snow is that his eyes are so purple they're black, right? And that's why
Yes.
you can't tell that he's a Targaryen, but he's got the darkest eyes because they're so purple they're black. I got a friend we call Perp, you know what I mean, because of that, it's a whole situation like that, you know what I mean? But that is the whole situation with it. I just think that's a better accounting, and if people ain't paying attention, they need to pay the fuck attention. They need
Yeah.
to pay attention better.
But then what do you do? So they'll think House Dane are Targaryens too.
Well, they didn't even show them in the show.
Now, speaking of houses that we don't often see, what'd you guys think of seeing a Manderley? What'd you think of the Manderley in the last episode?
I liked it. I liked him. He gave me Littlefinger vibes. Like I feel like he's gonna be sneaky,
Yeah,
sneaky, creepy, crawly.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
boss
I like-
scary guy.
as he should be feeding fucking pies to people and shit and everything in his family and stuff. Now I like when they show. I like the red apple and the green apple fossil way. I like when they do
I
that.
love the Fossaways. Yeah.
Like when they do those, that's what makes the show great. When they do those things like that, and they have that like a Dunkin' egg and all that. But I like the show of other houses and everything else. Like I like them showing these things, and they should be more focused on certain things like that. If they want to really capture the fandom. But I think that they just they cop out on some of it.
hmm I think I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like they don't want to write a woman that's just angry. They don't want to lean into that. They want to lean far away from that. Like they can't be angry. Like Nettle said earlier about the whole period thing. Like I could have actually done without that because I don't think it adds anything. It doesn't add anything. It's just like, oh, it's like obviously, okay, I'm gonna. This is what it felt like to me. Okay, I'm gonna put that she's on her period just so I can remind people that women have it harder. It didn't feel like, and then I saw like Ara was like, well, what if they change like that the throne cut her and the throne didn't actually cut her. She was actually just on her period, and that's the bleeding that they saw. I thought that would okay. That's interesting. That's subverting expectations in
That's
a
a
very
reason to do it,
an interesting way, but that's not what they did. They were just like, oh fuck, my period.
It don't work, and I'll tell you exactly why it don't work. It's because it plays into stereotype. It plays into a stereotype that a woman is too emotional to get on the Iron Throne because of things like her period and everything else. And I think they played this whole thing, this whole season with her so far, and they're playing into that. Like women are capable of doing anything a man is, and it has even if not so more capable because of what they are genetically gifted with and stuff. But I think that the way they're running it, it's like, oh, she has a period, she's gonna have a bad day because she's got cramps and these things, and because of this, she can't manage like a man would manage. And when they did that, that's what I thought about it, and I just didn't think it fit. It fit the place to do it. Just didn't make any sense for that.
Yeah, it was like you guys are doing a great job of showing her fucking up. We don't have to like let us think, okay, it could possibly be because she's on her period. Like, just let her fuck up because That's what she does when she comes to King's Landing. She
They just
fucks up.
Yeah, they just have to come up with more reasons and reasons. Back to our last point that we were just talking, we actually do have a voicemail about this. Let's play this voicemail because it's a good question. And I'm curious about this, and you guys might have the answer.
I just want to know, of course, this is he. Where do they get hair dye in Westeros? There's never been hair dye in Westeros. And I want to know where they get hair dye.
He goes on, look, we love you, Heath. I'm going to cut you off there because he's hilarious, but he goes on a bit about the hair. So where the hell is hair dye a thing in Westeros? Is there any history to this?
So, well, the Tyroshi dye their hair.
Yep.
But bleaching is different. But like ancient Egyptians and Romans, they dyed their hair with like the sun and like lye and sour milk, and they had like a whole process to dye their hair.
I mean, and when you look at, I would say, Daenerys's man was supposed to have a blue beard and blue hair, right? That was
Dario.
Yeah, that he
and
had
young
this
Griff.
Young Griff had his
blue
hair dyed. So yes, there is a just for men, or just for Targaryens, or just for Valerians out there. All right,
just for Targaryens.
The coolest is on the fucking cover. All right, of that motherfucker.
They actually had Tyroshis with blue beards in season 2, episode 8.
You are
when
correct.
When Tylan went over there. Is Tylan dead?
Is who?
Tylan Lannister.
No.
Is he dead? Did he
No,
forgot to tell it?
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
So he swam in all that armor?
The same way Jamie Lannister
did. Yeah, Jamie did. Too.
Same way Jamie Lannister did it. He do it. These Lannisters, they're known for doing this to Lannisters.
Totally, it's a Lannister trait.
This is what the Lannisters do. This is what it is. When they get in the water with their armor, they make it out, these damn Lannisters. That's just the way it's gonna be. Now he ain't dead. If he would have died, they would have showed him dead. They would have showed his body floating underneath the water, or have the boat propeller hit him or something that gets hit with the oar and shit when they would have did something like that. They would.
The water was kind of shallow there, right? That's why the boat couldn't really get through.
It ain't shallow, and if a boat can go on it, it can't be too shallow. I mean, depending on the size of the boat and everything else, and the boat can come very close. Like certain boats can come close to the shoreline, right, and everything else. We're looking at this war galley and everything else. That's not going to be able to get that close to the shoreline or a thing. It would have to be pretty deep enough that if you have armor, that your ass is out. You know what I mean? Unless you have such physical strength to really propel you there, or a tide pushes you all the way in.
So they're Lannisters. They have the physical strength.
Yeah.
And how people didn't know that. I don't know how people didn't know that was his brother. I knew as soon as I seen his status.
I had a lot of people like telling me, I'm glad you said who that was, because I had no idea.
That goes to the pay attention thing. I mean, sometimes they don't help themselves with some of the wigs. If we go to the original Game of Thrones series, like when we got the flashback of Jon Snow's parents' wedding, everyone was like, "Is that Daenerys?
Viserys?
Yeah, is that Daenerys' brother? Is that Viserys? Is that Harry Lloyd? Harry Lloyd's back? This doesn't make any sense." So people sometimes do need the obvious reminders of and they need to change the wig budget.
Harry Lloyd made fucking Jason Moore a fucking star, man. Made him a star with that fucking gold crown scene.
Crown for a king, motherfucker.
Made him a fucking star. Blew his whole career up just so he could get killed by Jason Moore.
And I will also say Harry Lloyd is the best narrator for the Game of Thrones audiobooks.
Well, wait.
He's my favorite.
Wait, more than Roy?
Roy DeChese. I mean, it's classic.
He's not better.
No, he's not. But I enjoy Harry Lloyd more.
The thing about Harry Lloyd, the problem I have with Harry Lloyd is he whispers those other lines too low, and I can't fucking hear it. Like he says the first lines are great, then he whispers the other one, and I can't fucking saying. And that's it. No, I would say the fucking Jorah Mormont is better than him. Liam, when you hear him doing the books, I think he does an amazing job at book reading. I think he's great at it. I would put him, him and Roy Dotrice neck and neck right there. But
Roy just makes me laugh with some of the name pronunciations, and that's what pisses me off when people
Ryan.
when people get mad at us when we mispronounce things. I'm like, dude, listen to the fucking audiobooks. It doesn't matter. Like someone once got pissed off at me. They said Aria, and they're like, it's Aya. Don't say Aria. I was like, fuck you. Listen to the
I
audio.
love Roy Dotrice's voice of Aria. The way he
All of
does
his
her
voices
voice.
they're so cool. He's the best.
No, he's the best. He is the best. There's no doubt. Roy Dotrice. I've listened to all those audiobooks so many times of him, like back in the day when it was all about Game of Thrones. I can't even tell you countless times I listened to it too much. I listened to it too much.
Yeah, it was my go to bed stuff for a while. I just like put it on when I went to bed and like fall asleep to it and stuff.
Are you guys excited for the Odyssey?
Yeah, I am, just because I like Christopher Nolan movies and I like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and so I like adaptations of the Odyssey. So I'm interested to see it. It's Christopher Nolan makes usually more times than not makes movies I like.
It's the only movie I'm gonna go to the movie theater to see this year. So
I'm gonna go see that, and I'm gonna go see Dune 3. But that's it. That's all I have on my list.
I don't give a goddamn about Dune. I hate Dune. I've always hated Dune. This just not a good show to me. It's just not intriguing to me. I don't like it. It's just nothing about it. I look at Dune. I don't like it. It doesn't make me happy when I see it. I don't smile.
Did you watch Dune Prophecy?
I watched both of. I think I turned off the second Dune. It just doesn't the nose shit that the nose thing and everything else. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? It's just not me. I just don't like it. I don't like Dune. I don't like it. When I first heard of Dune, I thought it was that other movie. Like I didn't know what it was, and then
Beetlejuice because of the same.
No, I thought it was that motherfucking. That movie where that motherfucking alien gets pregnant and he gets stuck on the island with a planet with the one guy and he's fucking pregnant. And it's like, and it's pregnant. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That movie where that motherfucking male alien gets pregnant and the guy's stuck on the planet with it. It's like they're enemies and shit, and they're marooned on the planet together, and they gotta depend on each other to survive and shit, and all that shit and everything else. Yeah, your enemy mine. You're correct, Peter. Yeah, that's what I always thought Dune was. When people would tell you seen Dune, I thought it was enemy mine. I was like, yeah, I seen that bullshit. And then when I actually seen it, it was bullshit. So
the Dune books are really good, and I do like the movies, but I could see how it's not for everybody because I've never been like Star Wars. Never could get into Star Wars.
Star Wars is different. Star Wars is great. You can't compare Dune to Star Wars.
Yeah, Dune's better.
It sucks. It's fucking terrible. Star Wars. That's why the people ain't dressing up like they dress it up for Star Wars. There are not people in conventions dressing up as Leia in the slave outfit like there is. There's no Dune.
Now there are. There's people dressing up like sandworms going to conventions.
Yeah, there's a whole sandworm who's just at a convention on a scooter.
They dress up like sandworms, dude. They do.
There are people who've gotten married.
Yep.
And the woman has worn the Leia slave outfit with the same hairstyle. No one.
Don't make me bring up Star Trek.
No one's coming to the wedding as a fucking sandworm, bro. No one's doing that.
Dune had
let me do some Googling.
You show me that shit.
Dune is way more intellectual than Star Wars.
Oh, bullshit. Dune's
yes,
terrible.
It is. It's like I don't. We don't have to argue about it.
There's no Dune movie better than Rogue One. Rogue One is far superior than any Dune movie that's ever come out.
I don't agree.
There's
an Aegon movie coming out.
Have you watched Rogue One?
No.
All right, so don't.
Have you watched Dune?
I did watch the first one, the whole thing. I watched it, Charlemagne. I watched it. Dude sucks, man. Nothing about it that I like. It was not good and everything.
But there's an Aegon movie, so we don't even have to talk about
and the whole thing about Charlemagne. Like I know people, like personally in my life, who taught him when he was in like LaGuardia High School in Queens. Like they were his teachers and shit that I'm friends with. So anything that happens with him, you know what I mean? I see it on my Facebook feed all the time because of him. You know what I mean? Because they're all friends. You know, they knew him when they were his teachers and stuff when he was in LaGuardia. So I got no. It's not that I ain't got no love for the kid. I got nothing but love for that kid. But that movie's terrible. The movie's just terrible. I don't want to see this. Phil, what is this? That's not a wedding, bro. That's not a wedding.
Okay, no, but it's a
That's not a
couple
wedding.
that's
That's
going
not-
places as a Dune theme. Pretty cool costume.
I mean, whether you like Timothy Chalamet or not, Dune books, there is no sci-fi book bigger than Dune or better that I've read. I don't read much sci-fi though, so I'm more of a fantasy girly, but
I know it has a huge fan base and everything else, and it always has, and I don't think it ever will go away. But it's never reached the heights of Star Wars, and it's not close. It's not even worth mentioning. Like it's not even the same category as Star Wars. So it's not.
Carla says she loves Timmy and the latest Dune movies.
I'm sure you do, Carla. All right, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Everyone loves the Chalamet guy getting all of a sudden. Well, he's from New York, so I give him the pass on the Knicks on Ride.
He was at all the games.
Yeah, I give him the pass. He's a New York.
I saw someone say that Timothy Chalamet was the Knicks Labubu. Like he was their Labubu.
Well, listen, he was better than fucking Fat Joe, who every time he showed up to the Yankees game or anything, we always lost. So he was able to get past that Fat Joe fucking curse. So I'm glad that fucking happened. At least we got something going on there. But Fat Joe was ruining everything for everybody, for all of us fans. Every time he showed up, we throughout the first pitch of the World Series, we lose the game. Fat Joe. So it's fucking Fat Joe. He fuck up everything that fucking a Joe Cap, as we like to call him, because he lies about every fucking thing and shit like that.
So
and everything.
Speaking of Dune,
Mm-hmm.
the Aegon Conquest movie,
Yes,
or movies, are supposed to be Dune-sized films, so pretty big. And in episode 2, when Alice Rivers is talking to Damon, she basically tells him she's been at Harrenhal since it's been built. So do you think Gail Rankin will be in that movie?
I hope so, because I love her from Glow. She played the wolf girl on Glow. She's a great actress, so I hope so.
I would think so too. And people in chat, Rogue One was a fucking amazing movie.
Oh my god,
it really was. But I don't know. I think what they'll do when they do the Aegon Conquest movie, I'd rather see it as a TV series. But I think a TV series gives them enough longer chance to fuck it up, so that the movie you don't have as much chance. You don't have as much time to fuck it up. So it might be better because of that. Because the TV show, you got so many episodes and you got a lot of shit to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I would rather, like, even if season 1 of Aegon's Conquest, the whole shit happened in Overlyria. Like the whole first season was in Overlyria. Like they don't even get to Dragonstone until the end of season 1. You see him set sail. And you know, I would like to see the whole shit. You're not going to be able to do that in the movie. You're going to see a little bit of it and everything else. But I'd rather see the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd rather it be a show too, but
it's strange that they want to do a movie right now. It's not that movies are really like pushing the envelope right now of like
this is
like,
what they did wrong.
I think Odyssey's gonna break some records
when they do. But do you think a Game of Thrones movie will do crazy box office?
No.
If they get the right director
and the right lead actor, I guess.
Too. Yeah, the right cast, the right actors. If they feel, can you like Valerian and IMAX? Come on.
This is what they need to do, and this is why they fucked up. And this is what they should have started with. You do Robert's Rebellion first. Like if you're coming off of Game of Thrones, the next movie is Robert's Rebellion. That's what you do, and then you go back from there to Aegon's Conquest, and then you cap it off with Dance of the Dragons, right? But when you're trying to draw in the Game of Thrones fans from the beginning, you give them characters they know when they're younger. You do that right off the bat. You come with the next series is Robert's Rebellion, and you set that up to how it leads into Game of Thrones. You show all those characters when they were young. You show the young Jaime Lannister. You show the Mad King. You show Rhaegar. You do that. That's the next one you do. You keep the Game of Thrones things rolling that way.
Yeah,
And
you do it as like a
people
2-season
back.
miniseries or something like that.
Well, I honestly think they stayed away from Robert's Rebellion because I feel like it reveals a lot that's gonna from the books. Because if you do Robert's Rebellion, you have to do Tourney of Harrenhal. Like they're doing the play right now, the Mad
Yeah.
King play, Robert's Rebellion, and it starts at Tourney at Harrenhal. So I think George doesn't want to reveal
what the
some of
same
that
thing is
stuff.
going to reveal in the play.
In a play, it's not going to be that reveal. I don't think the play's going to reveal anything.
Everybody knows it. There's no one who don't know it. There's no
What do you
one.
mean?
There's nothing that they're gonna reveal that we don't know.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
We know.
We assume, we think
know.
we know,
We know.
but we don't know.
We know it's Lyanna Stark in a laughing tree suit. We know that. We know that it wasn't Ned that did anything with Ashura Dane, that was all game. We know that never happened. And it was his brother that basically forced himself upon her. We know this. We know these things. There's no other way that those things play out. Anyone who wants to believe Ned was with Ashura Dane just wants to believe it because they whatever. But the truth is obvious. The dude couldn't even ask her to dance, and dude says that she fucking and he's like
We don't know. We don't know.
like he defiled her. Everyone knows Ned ain't defiling nobody. That's his brother gets down like that. And we've heard it say he wasn't afraid to take what he liked. He liked seeing blood on his sword. This dude's game. So we know it was this dude who did that. We know.
We don't know what all happened at the Isle of Faces. We don't know what the conversation was. We don't like the things that a TV show would reveal aren't going to be revealed in a play. It's not the same format.
Indie Geek thinks Ashara got what Howland. Come on, well, he could think it. He's wrong. He could think it. He's definitely wrong. It's pretty obvious what he's played out. You only have to look at what the words say. I mean, I think people just like this. Not that he's saying because he likes it. I think people may want to believe it and want to just believe the underdog, the little guy is the one who got the most beautiful chick in it. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. All right, you got Big Brandon here slinging dick all over the fucking 7 kingdoms. You know what I mean? All the women already like this dude. He was known for taking the pussy, right? He was like the Pepe Le Pew of Westeros. He takes the pussy, right? We know that. It's been known. He did it to Catelyn. He did it to the old lady up there. What was her name? Lady Dane? No, not Lady Dane. What was her name? Up there in the north. And Dustin. He did it to Lady Dustin, right? So we know
Dustin.
he was about that. He was about to take the pussy. And we know that's what he did with Ashura Dane. He took the pussy. That's why Sir Barristan couldn't do nothing about it. He was mad about it. Ned ain't taking no pussy. She ain't taking nothing. And neither is Howland the Frog Boy. The Frog Boy don't take pussy.
So Chloe has a theory about Ashura Dane and Howland Reed, and I think it's really. I think it has a lot of evidence. I think it's really good.
Oh, come on!
It's called A Falling Star in Westeros, guys. If you want to read it,
I think it's probably put together.
But there's so much other stuff, right? Like how did Brandon Stark even know where Lyanna was? Like how did certain things happen? Like did Rhaegar's children really get killed? Like, is Fagon real? That would be revealed in a Mad King show. That would tell us if Fagon in the books is real or fake.
We know he's fake.
We don't know.
We know.
We don't. We do not know.
He's down with Varys and them. He's not who he's claiming to be. That's the whole thing. We know.
But we have seen Varys sneak out people from the Red Keep without anyone else knowing where that person is, and that person then ends up with the person So it's very possible that he is real.
He ain't real. And they wouldn't have gone through all
I
this
I
bullshit.
I don't think he's real, but
No,
I,
he's a real black
not
fire.
thinking and knowing
He's a black fire.
is two different things.
The black fires are the rightful people to be on the Iron Throne. That's 100% true. They have the rightful claim.
What about Euron's dragon horn? Will that work?
Right.
They even use the dragon. You know, I just think
Maybe it
like
will kill a dragon. Since
big mystery that people had. Like maybe 10 years ago was a mystery, but it's obvious now what it is. You know what I mean? Like that. The only thing I could say, like in Winds of Winter, that I would want to see that I don't know how it's going to play
Don't you
out.
want to see Stannis' battle, like where that?
Yeah.
I
Something
would,
to do with Stannis.
it would be Stannis' battle, but I think he's going to take Winterfell, so it would be that. But I would say the whole situation with young Griff in the Stormlands over there, like that's interesting to me. The whole thing with Euron and Makoro, that's interesting to me.
The Dorne stuff is going to be kind of cool.
The whole thing with the guy who was there with Pate, who died, that dude over there. What was that guy's name again? The Maester who over there with Pate.
Marwyn.
Yeah, that Marwyn stuff. That's interesting to me. That's the stuff I would want to see. Everything else to me is like I think it's already there. I mean, we already know how it's going to play out. But those things, those side stories are interesting.
I'm kind of curious how the Jon thing's going to play out on the show if he goes inside Ghost or some shit.
Oh, he already did go inside Ghost. We know that, Phil. See, these things aren't. We know it's going to happen. He's going to go inside.
How's it going to actually happen on the show? Are we going to get?
They're going to stick his body. They're going to stick his body in the wall so it preserves his body. He's going to go inside Ghost. I mean, this is what it is.
So why can't George write it? You're writing it.
This is what it is. I mean, it's not going
to. I'd be interested to read your fan fiction, Tony, but we don't know. We don't know if we'll ever even get a Jon Snow POV.
Yeah,
like we experienced Lady Stoneheart through other people.
POV.
We could get a ghost POV. That's what I'm saying. It's so much we don't know. If Winds of Winter doesn't, I can't even think about that right now.
We'll get. I do believe we will eventually get Winds of Winter, but we ain't getting nothing after.
No spring. There's never going to be spring.
No, he calls it Dream of Spring for a reason. Because we'll be dreaming for the rest of our lives.
No, I have faith in George. I think he's gonna finish it. I think he's gonna finish both books. I just think there might be a third.
Georgie, your boy.
Oh, you think he's gonna split Winds of Winter into two, like release what he has and then release?
He should have already did that. He should have already released what he had and split.
So I think we get Winds of Winter. I would say in the next 12 months. No, I really think it's close because the pages that he said are done. It's like 1,400 pages. Like, what are you like? That's enough.
It's enough.
That's the size of Storm of Swords, probably.
It's enough.
So it might have to be split into two books. If I was his editor, like if I was his publishing house, I'd be like, give me what you got. We're gonna end this book right here.
Especially if they paid him in advance. Like I don't know how he gets paid. I know Taron gets paid by the word, like certain amount of money per word that he writes. I don't know if that's the case with him or if they just say, listen, here's $30 million for the book, and then he owes them a book. But if they gave him $30 million for this book and they've been waiting all this years, like they need to have like John Gotti or someone go over there and talk to this motherfucker. Because if I paid you $30 million 15 years ago, and you ain't come through with that shit, like you got to break this dude's kneecaps, man.
He's made them way more money. He's made them so much money that, like, the only fantasy book I feel like that's ever sold, like that's sold more than A Song of Ice and Fire is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, probably.
And way more years. So by the time A Song of Ice and Fire is the same age as the Lord of the Rings, it's gonna be it's gonna outsell it.
What the Janet Jackson said? what have you done for me lately? That's what comes up,
Wild
right?
cards. Wild cards.
You've done all that.
Well,
That
A
might have been.
calendar. A
Elden
calendar.
Ring,
for
Elden
like-
Ring,
Elden Ring, yeah.
Lauren Elden Ring, Lauren Elden
Who
Ring.
buys these calendars? Like, I'm never buying it. I never bought a calendar. Who's gonna buy this calendar?
I've gotten them free.
I've bought in some calendars.
I ain't never buying this goddamn calendar. Goddamn, and I don't need to look at fucking Dragon every fucking month of the
It's
year.
not all dragons. It's a lot
I
of
don't
cool
need to
stuff.
see none of that shit. I don't look
You said,
calendar.
are you mad at George? Like, what's going on?
I'm not mad at George. I'm just saying, like, this is ridiculous. I predicted this shit like 10 years ago to be out in 3 months, 4 months, and I've been wrong for 15 years. Like, come on.
So has
George,
everybody else. So has everybody else.
But I'm done with it. Like, I'm just done. You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous now. And now it's getting to the point where it's laughable now. Like, I give you that. And I believe,
I
you know what
feel-
thing happened. George started living his life, going on the fucking Tonight Show and fucking Jay Leno, and he started loving his celebrity so much that he
Tony,
slapped
as
her
another
with
writer,
that.
does it piss you off? Like that
It,
George
it reminds me of a boxer who wins the heavyweight championship of the world and then gets fat, and because they stopped training and stopped realizing what the fuck got them there in the first place.
like the
And
movie
that's
The
why-
Great White
Well,
Hound.
so
Wins.
so let's have some empathy for him. So imagine you don't get rich until you're in your like almost in your fourth quarter of life.
Yeah, in the back nine. Definitely in the back.
And then you get rich, and then you have people pulling you in all different directions, and there's all these things that you want to do. And Winds of Winter is that one thing that he wants to do. But I do imagine that he's lost some passion for it because of the way his stories are being adapted.
I think it's because Game of Thrones is going to end in the way it does in the book, but in a different way, and people hated it so much that he's not interested in doing it.
I think it could end how it ended in the show, but in a way that makes fucking sense.
Yeah, it'll make sense, but still, it's the same ending, and people hated it. Like Daenerys is going to die.
People hated it because it didn't make sense.
Yeah, well, Daenerys is good. People hate it because the Daenerys turned.
Daenerys will die. Bran will be king. Hodor will hold the door. Like those things will happen.
But Daenerys won't die because Jon Snow stabs her.
No, it died the way I said it, and I made it all them years because he needs to forge Lightbringer by doing it, and she'll sacrifice.
Lightbringer is full already. Lightbringer is Drogon. Azor Ahai will when the Red Star bleeds, Azor Ahai shall be reborn, waking dragons from stone. That's Daenerys.
I know you say it's been. You've always said it's Daenerys.
That's Daenerys.
We've had this talk 7, 8, 10 years.
Yeah, I was just having a flashback. I think we did this.
We've had this talk, and
this
I'm not going to tell you that it's not. What is it? She could be Azor Ahai all she wants. In the end, Jon Snow's going to stab her. She's going to sacrifice herself in order to make Lightbringer, in order to kill the Night King, and Jon Snow will kill the Night King. And I don't think she's going crazy. I don't think she's going crazy. I think she dies in the hands of Jon Snow. As I said, as in the art, when I used the book to explain that whole situation back then and everything, it says it in the book. You know what I mean? That she sees a dragon in front of her, and all of a sudden she is filled inside, and she's filled inside with the fire, and she could feel the fire burning her organs from inside. The dragon is Jon Snow, and it's the sword that he's forging through her, and that's why she feels the fire in her. Same thing that that the dude who turned into the bird and shit felt when Melisandre burnt his ass. That it was the internal, when she made him internally combust.
Okay.
The way it's the same thing.
The skin changing wild.
I'm just gonna say I don't agree with none of that.
And you never did.
but
that's
let
fine.
me tell you this. In episode 2, House of the Dragon, Alice tells Daemon, "I've seen your coming as an omen." And Daemon says, "An omen of what?" Alice says, "The beginning, the ending of some things, the beginning of others." the Lightbringer to the White Walkers is the dragons, and also the other weapon that they're vulnerable against is dragon glass and Valyrian steel. The initial forging of Lightbringer doesn't need to be reforged. It's just the recipe for Valyrian steel. Blood sacrifice goes into Valyrian steel and Valyrian blood magic.
We don't know that though.
Oh, I thought you said we knew everything.
No. I'm saying that because you said we don't know that, so I'm gonna tell you we don't know that. Even though we do know that, but you said we don't know that, so we're gonna go with it. We don't know that. We don't go with that.
We don't know that, but that is what I believe. I believe that George is the type of writer that would fulfill the prophecy in Game of Thrones and then not introduce it into a Clash of Kings.
It's funny you said that, Sonic, your boy. Let's listen. Wait, let's listen. Sorry. Where is he? Oh, sorry, everybody. Sorry. So forget what I said. I thought we had a KP message. It looked like we had a KP message for a minute.
You know, I would say, reminds me. One time we had a podcast back in the day, and it was me, Gray, Lucifer, Mean, Lightbringer, and Quinn. We had a podcast. I think we did 2 episodes.
I kind of remember that.
We did because we got
so
into because we got into a big argument, like in the second one. Like we
were arguing. No, but we were literally arguing about everything. We didn't agree on anything.
Nothing.
You two specifically, or everybody?
No, everyone.
It was so bad. I remember when Gray put it out, like she had to speed it up, like in 2 times, like a 2-time speed, which she had to put it out because all we did was it's just a big, huge argument. And if you ever have a chance, go look at that thing at on Gray's channel. It was a good fun time and stuff. But I remember that whole situation. That's
why I say we don't know, because all of us think we know, but we could all be wrong.
It's true.
Yeah, my track record says otherwise. So,
my God.
Follow me to the province.
Great.
I get you.
Gray, you were like Allison's eyes when Rhaenyra asked about the money in the last episode.
Right, like, are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me? What, Tony? Are you talking to me?
I'll get you there. Don't worry, I'll get you there. Follow me to the promised land. Don't worry. I'll get you there and everything else. All right, we are very much off topic, but that's fine. And it's 2 hours. I gotta go to bed. I got early morning job routine I gotta do. Unfortunately, I gotta do that shit and everything else and all that good stuff and everything. But it's been amazing. We'll be back again. Obviously, we'll be here for the whole season. I say every week we'll be here for the season. We'll get the other girls from the Direwolf City podcast.
We'll try to get Bridge.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to get Bridge. Don't worry. We'll get him on here. We'll get him. Even if we just gotta get a puppet or something. Christina the Sphinx, good night, my lady, in the chat.
Oh, sorry. I could get a Bridge 4 puppet.
Yeah, we may at least get a puppet of Bridge and bring Bridge back and everything. If we have to. If we have to, we will. But Bridge is coming back no matter what. That's just the way it goes and everything else. All right, people.
Can anyone do a Bridge 4 voice?
I'll do it. I can do it. I did Quinn's.
Yeah,
So I can do the Bridge.
My voice is too high of a register. I can't do.
No, I can do it. I did Quinn's and convinced people live in person.
Dude,
Gray's seen it. Gray actually seen it. She was there.
I was there too.
Phil was there too. That this girl,
I joined in.
Girl came up to me and thought all black people look the same and said, "Oh my God, it's you, Quinn. Ideas of Ice and Fire. I love you." And then Gray blew it up and said, he's not Quinn." And I said, "Yes, I am." And she's like, "No, he's not." And then I did the Quinn voice. And when I did the Quinn voice, she was like, "Oh my God, it really is you."
True story.
That really happened.
Nashville.
Yeah,
that's right. That really happened. So I tell you these things. Don't think I don't say like I'm just making up. It's the truth. That really happened. All right, and everything. All right. Thank y'all all for coming and rocking with us with 100%. And make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. And before we leave the stream like we do, let's do it right.
So, like, if Acosta had to create her perfect man, like an avatar,